Hello, hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to the gym. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a most pleasant Thursday evening. It is Gym Leader Challenge Thursday, and we are getting right into things. As you saw downstairs, I was hanging out with the Gym Leader Challenge players a little bit too long, and now the stream is starting. So let's get right down to the feature match table. We've got Craig and JD ready to duke it out in game one. And as a special treat, chatters, we have got many special treats going on today. But as one special treat, JD has got his hair down. And look at those gorgeous locks. I don't know that I've ever seen JD with his hair down like that. My goodness, it's beautiful, folks. I didn't know he was hiding all that beautiful blonde hair up in that man bun that he's usually sporting. Just what an absolutely gorgeous head of hair. My goodness. Sorry, I'll stop gushing. We've got Craig and JD round one, but then we've got more treats going on, chatters. That's right, more treats. It's not just JD's beautiful hair that we get to check out today. Check this out. I was able to convince Natalie to let me move the table so long as I didn't tell Aaron, okay? But look at this. Look at that. Look at all this content, baby. Look at all that content. Look at all these matches I can see now. Oh my God, I have so much vision. This is so sick. Yes. Look at all this. I could see so much gaming from here. Oh my God, look at all this gaming I can see. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Yes, this is exactly how I had imagined it. Awesome. So for our round one, we've got Craig and JD. It looks like we've got how many players here tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 8? Just 8. Oh, and there's Ben Morse, 9. A little bit of a small night tonight. It is snowing outside, so looks like it's going to be 13. Someone said 13. I don't know if those guys are... Oh, no, those guys are playing Gym Leader Challenge. Okay, so 13. Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, maybe. 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. We've got 13 tonight. 13 players for Gym Leader Challenge. That's a great night. And our match is getting started, so let's get down to the table. Looks like JD is going to be playing water against Craig on the left with darkness. Now, Craig was telling me while I was downstairs today that he has got a very spicy darkness deck, and he was making it sound like it was kind of silly, okay? So only God knows what kind of deck Craig has cooked up for us. I think he was flashing a Morpeko to me. So, like, there might be a Morpeko. I see a Silent Lab in there. Holy smokes, Craig. What you got going on for me here tonight? Excuse me real quick while I get the overlay set. We are really just jumping into this. And then Craig just turned 30, had a 30th birthday last week. So, happy belated to Craig. Let me just make sure I spelled JD's name right. It's always the last name. I don't know if there's 2 M's or 2 T's. It appears as if there's 2 T's. Got it. At least according to my phone. Which may or may not be correct. So I you know, who knows? All right, Craig resolves his professor's letters. Got 2 darkness energies. One of the beautiful swirls. Dang, look at all these. And then a turn 1 ball guy. This is what you love to see, folks. This is what you love to see. Turn 1 ball guy. Wow. You want to radio down and ask Craig where he got the shirt? I'll do a interview with Craig later and we can ask. Looks like Craig is using Ball Guy turn 1. Energy on Zorua. Going to be able to use that Ascension attack to instantly evolve up into a Zoroark. I think I saw the Phantom Transformation Zoroark. Was I tripping? I believe I saw a flash of that. Okay, as we're taking a look through Craig's deck, there's definitely a Guzzlord, so thank goodness we've got a Guzzlord there. And then Level Ball as well. And that's a Purloin. Okay. Quick Ball, discard the Silent Lab. And I'm curious about what that Silent Lab is for. Kofu, Craig, stop it. Stop trying to make Kofu a thing. Stop trying to make Kofu a thing. Okay, I guess you can justify maybe you can justify Kofu in the Darkness deck because what? You could Kofu Darkness energy into the deck and then Beast Ring the energy out. I guess that's such a specific play though. I'm just a true blue Kofu hater. All right, and that is the turn 1 Ascension into Phantom Transformation Zoroark. Brandon says building hand size is just good. Yeah, you're -3 +4. That's a draw 1. Don't talk to me about building hand size. Absolutely not. -3 +4. Give me a break. Give me a break. You might as well be playing Sharon. You might as well be playing Friends and Galar. Okay? Friends and Galar is a higher net than that. -1 +3. That's right. Like literally anything else. Don't try to defend. Do not try to defend Kofu in my chat, okay? Because I won't hear it. I will not hear it. That card is crap, and I'm sticking to my guns on it. It looks like JD is playing the Whales. Oh, baby. We've got the special Whales here. I vastly prefer Culver's Experiment. Just don't be a wimp. If you want to play a hand like that, if you want to play a card that grows your hand, don't be a wimp and play Culver's Experiment. Just don't be a wimp. Kofu is for everybody who's too wimpy to play Culver's Experiment in their deck. That's my take. Yo, thank you, Tony Poke, for that sub. Appreciate it. 2 months. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We've got the blue nail, not the blue nails to match the special Whales deck. Okay, this is sick. Retreat into Alolan Vulpix, and we've got a Beacon. Beacon can go search 2 Pokemon out of the deck, and it's going to be Wailord, and then 1 more. And JD is setting up fantastically. I mean, this is just a really strong board, obviously assisted by the Shady Dealings Drizzile, the Shady Dealings ability. Searching out a trainer from the deck. And it looks like JD is going to go for Snom and Wailord. Craig has got Evolution Incense, and I highly suspect that that will be going for Liepard. And oh my goodness, is this some sort of darkness spread deck? Why is there an Absol in here, Craig? What are we doing? What are we doing, Craig? Making me read things? And this Zoroark's about to take a knockout? I mean, sure. I think Zoroark does like Night Slash or something for like 70. You know, I guess so. That's fine. Night Days, 2 for 70. And a Marnie sending those Pokemon that JD just searched out to the bottom of the deck. And would you look at that? The proof is in the pudding, chat. The proof is right there. Look what he did with the Kofu. Look at it. He traded it away. He traded it away, chatters. When will this foolishness end? When? You can't make this up. You're playing right into my narrative, Craig. It's the best thing he did all game so far. All right. So Craig's going to take the first prize of the game with Night Days, 2 energy for 70 damage. And then JD is promoting the Articuno. Articuno is really cool because Articuno has this ability that makes it so that Pokemon on the bench cannot be the target of supporter cards. So that means no Boss's Orders, no Guzma. And then it's also got an attack that passes energy back. So just a super useful attacker, especially for funneling energy to the Wailord. It's got 110 hit points, a fighting resistance, and the Blizzard Veil ability, which says, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your benched water Pokemon. So very good at protecting the water bench from Boss and Guzma. And then its Cold Cyclone attack costs 2 water energy and says move 2 water energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So, yeah, that's hype. And there we go right there. 70 damage, doesn't take the knockout, so that Phantom Transformation Zoroark is still living. And then we'll pass those energy back to Wailmer. JD's got Snom down and a Citadel, which could evolve into a Cetitan. So this looks like it's a Frostmoth, Wailord, Cetitan deck with just a bunch of support Pokemon, and Frostmoth probably is just the lone energy accelerator to help get energy onto the big boys. Craig's got Buddy Buddy Poffin, which you can use to go search out 2 basic Pokemon with 70 hit points or less and put them straight onto the bench. That's an Umbreon. Dude, my guy's Craig has an Umbreon in his deck. Holy smokes, he was not kidding when he said he brought the spice tonight. That man has a Umbreon in his... I don't even know what the Umbreon does, chatters. He's going to make me look it up. Oh my goodness. And this is what's fun about Gym Leader Challenge. These guys, they love to cook. All right, Umbreon from Prismatic Evolution has the Faint Attack, 1 Darkness Energy, does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then Pitch Black Blade does 140 damage for 3 energy. It's not the worst attacker, but the fact that you have to Phantom Transformation into it is kind of crazy. You think Craig is running the Dream Ball? Maybe he is running the Dream Ball. Now, I cannot co-sign on this. I cannot. As a competitively minded player, I cannot co-sign on the Phantom Transformation Zoroark to Umbreon. Though, I will say it's undoubtedly cool. Okay, I'll give you that. There's no denying the cool factor, so why should I even try? I can't deny it. It is cool. And if Craig were to actually win a game... Here, I cannot co-sign on... If Craig were to actually win a game with the Umbreon, I mean, that would be like pop off of the century, right? Like, that'd be insane. So, you know, I gotta give him that. Looks like Guzmahala is going to be the supporter for turn. Discarding Tag Call and Iono. It's going to get Tropical Beach, U-Turn board, and double colorless energy out of the deck. And I'm wondering if Craig just wants to get a double colorless energy onto maybe the Guzzlord. I think it would be great for Craig if he was able to get Wheezing into the active this turn, but he doesn't have a darkness energy. So the Coughing on the bench has Ascension, but won't be able to use it because he doesn't have a darkness energy to attach to it. He's just got that double colorless energy. Now, Craig does have Escape Rope, which is funny. Oh, and we're going to see a Phantom Transformation. Holy smokes, here it goes. This is crazy. All right, Phantom Transformation into Wheezing. Oh, good God. This is crazy. Okay, it's happening, chat. It's happening. This is nuts. And Wheezing has the Spinning Fumes attack for double colorless energy, does 50 damage and 10 damage to each of the opponent's bench Pokemon. And then the Wheezing also has an ability, Let's Have a Blast. It says, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, flip a coin. If heads, the attacking Pokemon is knocked out. Chatters, Craig has figured it out. How do you scare a Wailord? You put this thing in the active spot. Okay, this is craziness. All right, this is nuts. Now, JD does definitely play Rough Seas and probably will just go get that, undoing pretty much everything that Craig did. But Craig's turn was undoubtedly cool. It was definitely really cool. Thank you, Z-Man Cuddles, for that sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, there's the Rough Seas. That's going to allow Craig, it's going to allow JD to heal 30 damage from all of his water Pokemon, which is a huge heal this turn. I mean, basically negates nearly everything that Wheezing just did. Recycle energy to the Wailmer on the bench. It is now just 1 energy away from a special Waves attack. But if we take a look at JD's hand, like JD's hand is terrible. It is just a water and a Floatstone. So JD is just sitting here waiting on a top deck. And Craig is going to have an opportunity to advance his board further. Now, Craig does also have Escape Rope and Guzma, I think. So it is possible for Craig to push this Articuno out of the active spot and then gust up whatever he wants. So if Craig actually had, you know, a Pokemon that could knock out that Wailmer, then he would win. Hello. He would just be in such a commanding position, but no. Craig has got funny Wheezing, okay? And we're going to continue doing funny stuff. We're actually just going to continue doing funny stuff with Wheezing. Thankfully, Craig does have a counter stadium, so he's going to be able to bump this Rough Seas, send that to the discard pile, which is going to be very good for him. And we'll just have to see if JD ends up top decking out of this. I'm curious what route Craig's going to go. He's got the Guzma. He's got the Beach. But if he gives the Beach to JD, then JD can just draw out of this dead hand he's in. But you kind of have to play the Beach, right? And then Craig's only got Teammates, can't play that. Raihan can't play that. So his, you know, he's kind of just stuck here, not doing anything. We'll actually use Trade. Dark Patch was played earlier for the Guzzlord, now has a Darkness Energy to attach. And then we've got Field Blower, Escape Rope, and Guzma. Letting Craig keep that beach is certainly quite dangerous. It's like almost worth it to Field Blower your own beach. And this is why I kind of would have liked to see Craig use the trade on the Liepard before actually playing the beach down, because, you know, we traded into the Field Blower. So, all right. Well, JD actually ends up top decking right out of it this turn, so the beach is irrelevant. Evolution Incense going to be able to go get either Octillery or Intellion. Or Wailord. That's actually crazy. Really? No Intellion? Just straight for the whale? Okay. And then I think JD's just going to beach. So that makes sense. You protect the whale. Go for beach. I think I saw Intellion in the deck. That's fair. This would have been a really strong turn for JD to Colress, though. I would have kind of liked to see like a Colress play or something. But I don't know if JD plays Colress. But this is the kind of turn here where it's like Colress can just draw you 9 cards. Like, that's obscene. Kind of just set up your whole board. We do see Galarian Wheezing. But Craig doesn't have any Pokemon that can actually do anything to the Wailord. And now Craig is, or JD is like dangerously close to just being fully established. I mean, at this point, he's got the whale. The whale's got 4 energy on it. I mean, that is established. That's a board state. Wailord is just a board state all by itself. Yeah, Shiggy in the Twitch chat says, it's because Colress is a boomer card. That's so true. So Craig could take the knockout on this Articuno. Spread 10 more damage to everything. And it looks like that is what's going to happen. So Craig is up 2 prizes. But the whale looms heavy. It does have an ability that decreases damage done to it by 30. I mean, just a ridiculous card, right? And here is the Frostmoth off of the level ball from JD. I have to imagine JD has got some other stuff going on in this hand. There's no way JD just swings into the Wheezing. People are afraid of the Wheezing. Yeah, JD's got Guzma. JD is going to attempt to ignore this Wheezing the entire time. Yeah. JD is going to Guzma up Guzzlord, which is a very smart play here. And we'll take his first knockout of the game with the Special Waves attack, which just does an obscene amount of damage. I think it's like 220. 240. Goodness, it's more than I remembered. 240 damage. Special Waves does 120 plus 120 more if this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it. Recycle energy providing that recycle energy or that special energy. And now take a look at Craig's board. Craig doesn't really have any Pokemon that can answer this Wailord. And this is one of the reasons I don't like spread strategies personally, is because, like, what do you do against just a big guy, right? It's really hard for spread decks to just deal with a really stinking big guy, right? It's almost like the best bet for Craig right now is to just poison the Wailord with Galarian Wheezing. Like, if Craig could reset JD's hand down to a lower size, put up Wheezing, and then poison it. Like, that's 8 damage counters back and forth that the Wailord would take, right? It is pretty cool to see both Galarian Wheezing and regular Wheezing in play at the same time. I'll give Craig that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Looks like Raihan's going to be the supporter for turn. And I think Craig is agreeing with my line here. I like that. Now, all right, I mean, okay, all right, if we think about it, like, there are 4 Pokemon on JD's bench, and Craig has 4 prizes left. So it is possible for Craig to win this game by simply just ignoring the whale. It is possible. However, Inteleon evolves, Drizzile evolves up into Inteleon, which has 160 hit points, not exactly an easy Pokemon to knock out. And then Citadel evolves into Cetitan, also not an easy Pokemon to pick off. So, yeah, I mean, Cetitan's got 180 hit points. Freaking huge. Looks like Artisan, sure, going to counter the Beach. And then who we getting back out? The Guzzlord. I'm curious. Yeah, we throw in Galarian Wheezing here. I like this. Wait, does that energy prevent? Holy smokes, prevents effects of attacks? Oh my gosh, that's broken. What? You serious? The splash energy or the... Is that what it is? Splash energy? No, that's the one that brings it back after a knockout. What is this one? The wash energy? Prevent all effects of attacks. That's crazy. Craig played right into the wash energy. Not gonna lie to you, chatters, I did not see this. The wash energy caught me off guard. Not used to seeing wash energy. I'm used to seeing splash energy, the other one. But this basically amounts to a nothing turn from Craig. Craig thought he was getting 8 damage counters onto the Wailord here. Instead is getting nothing. Would have been better off with the other Wheezing in the active spot. All right, JD's going to play an N. He's going to get 5. Craig gets 4. And Special Wave will take the knockout. JD ties it up, 4-4 prizes. JD's board state is looking far superior to Craig's. Craig does have Sneasel prize, though, so he's going to be able to fetch that out. And he's playing the Weavile that does like 50 damage to all Pokemon with abilities or something like that. Something crazy. It is the Rule of Evil Weavile. Does 60 damage to each Pokemon that has an ability. 60. And that would be, I mean, that's not really doing it. It would be 10 damage short of knocking out both Frostmoth and Drizzile at this point. So, like, Craig kind of has to go in with the Wheezing here and just say, like, all right, I need to set up Drizzile and Frostmoth for a KO with the Wheezing or with the Weavile, right? Like, the line is there. All right, so, like, say Craig takes 2 prizes with the Weavile. You know, say, I don't know if JD will actually flip into the Wheezing, though, right? Like, if Craig gets a knockout with Wheezing, That would be so cool. That would be really, really cool. We got a luxurious cape on the Guzzlord now, so it's got 250 hit points, which is a lot of HP. I have to imagine that JD plays Hex. Yeah, to be able to just hit through this Wheezing. And we are going to see the Wheezing just swing in for, yep, not a lot of damage to the Wailord, only 20. But we are getting 10 to everything else, and that does actually fix up some math. I don't feel like the Drizzile should have 50 on it. Is that correct? No, Craig caught it. Okay, I was going to say, that shouldn't be 50. Yeah, that's good. All right. Well done, well done, well done. All right, Octillery, that's a third Pokemon that can get knocked out by Rule of Evil. Okay, the line is there for Craig. I know I was being a little bit of a hater, but the line is there. Holy cow, I can't believe it. The line is there. Craig could do it. That would be nuts. We are going to get the Inteleon. All right, so JD with Inteleon does put that Drizzile out of range, actually, which is tough for Craig, because the Drizzile getting knocked out next turn would have been really good for Craig. Oh, and JD's deck. Oh, Butterfingers all over the place. That's okay. Oh, JD's second guessing the town map. Now, in a tournament, that shuffle has already begun, and there would be no takesies backsies, but these guys are good friends playing at League, so I doubt there's going to be any rule sharking there. Looks like JD deciding on boss's orders instead. And the Parallel City. And that's because JD does not want to hit into the Wheezing. So I'm curious to see who JD decides to take out. The Liepard is almost always a good choice. Yeah. Parallel City, so Craig has to discard down to... And actually going to take out the Sneasel, sensing that Craig is up to no good. And he was correct. Now, what's funny is if Craig had kept both Sneasel and the Zorua, then he would be able to get the Weavile out this turn no matter what. He just had to discard that Guzzlord. So I almost think Craig should have kept the Zorua and the Sneasel, because then that guarantees that you have a shot at getting your Weavile out this turn, right? Because you could evolve into Phantom Transformation Zoroark. You could use trade to discard your Weavile, which is in your hand, and then you could go use that Weavile, Rule of Evil, and then take 2 prizes. JD is in the lead now. Has got a rigid band on that Wailord. The Wailord is looking extraordinarily intimidating. I don't know that there's anything that's going to stop this whale, right? I don't know if Craig has a recovery card in his hand either, or in his deck. Okay, this is how we win, chat. I don't think JD actually has a way to knock out this this Guzzlord, right? And Guzzlord's got 250 hit points. I think JD's got Escape Rope, or Craig's got Escape Rope, but the problem is that JD could just send up Inteleon. No, it doesn't have Escape Rope either. Has Guzma for next turn. So yeah, I guess if Craig benches no more Pokemon, then he forces JD to have to 2-hit KO this Guzzlord, potentially, right? But if JD is just sitting on Field Blower or something, then it's over. But the Water deck might not play Field Blower because you're just saying, like, okay, I could just do 240 damage. Why do I need Field Blower? I'm going to 1-hit KO everything. So it's a possibility. It looks like Craig is thinking that he is going to get some Pokemon back into the deck, considering it with the Super Rod. Wants to put that Sneasel back in, obviously. Also considering the Zoroark, but he's probably running low on resources at this point. Yeah, Super Rod's going to get Sneasel, Zorua, and Zoroark. I have to imagine that the energy is running thin. This JD just has 3 prizes remaining and has the, oh my gosh, that's another stadium, I think, that decreases damage dealt to water Pokemon in his hand. It's just nuts. Which could also be devastating. But Craig's got Field Blower still, so if Craig just holds the Field Blower, do not discard that Field Blower. Do not, Craig. Do not. Oh, buddy. The Field Blower has been discarded. This is bad news. All right, here we go again with the Weezing. Gonna swing for 20 damage to the active and then 10 damage to everything else on the bench. Craig setting up the Sneasel again, saying, all right, I will go for that Weavile play. I will go for the Weavile play. I will. We've got Reversal Energy and then Lake Acuity. And Craig just got rid of his Field Blower. Just got rid of it. Right as the Lake Acuity comes down. It's not what you want to see. Lake Acuity says all your Pokemon that have water or fighting energy attached take 20 less damage. So that doesn't really matter because it's just protecting the Citadel and the Wailord. So it doesn't really matter, actually. Because Craig's not knocking out those Pokemon anyway. Let's be honest. If we're being honest with ourselves, Craig's never taken those knockouts, right? Craig is relying on knocking out the other 4 Pokemon in play if he wants to win. Yes. The Inteleon, the Octillery, the Frostmoth, and then the Articuno. Holy smokes, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. No! No. It's a Tails. No. JD said, whatever, dude. I'm doing it. Oh. It did not pay off for Craig. This would have been huge. I think, dang, dude. Craig would have been so close to winning this turn if he hit that. This is crazy. Craig still got a chance to win. Okay. Weavile is going to take 2 prizes here. And then if Guzzlord can take a final prize, then that's it. Okay. I mean, all right, so the Inteleon takes 20 less. Sure. Those 2 get knocked out. The Articuno takes 60. I mean, we've got ourselves a ball game here. 2-2 prizes. And there's a fully loaded Guzzlord with 250 hit points on the bench. So. And versus Seek. Oh my God. Oh my God. Craig could do it. He pulled Verseeker off the prizes. Hold. Hold, folks. Hold. Hold. This is close. This is very close. Now, Craig's got or JD's got Iono. Could Iono both these players to 2, but Craig just lost his Octillery. So, doesn't have any draw power. He's going to go for teammates. If JD goes for teammates, that means Craig gets to keep his hand. Look at him sitting there knowing he's got the win. Look at that. He knows it. What a match, folks. What a match. This has been as close as it gets. This is why we love Gym Leader Challenge, folks. All right, I got to say, I take back everything I said. Everything I said about Craig's deck. Not the Kofu, I don't take that back, but everything else. Scoop Up Net can save the Articuno, but cannot save the Inteleon. If Inteleon takes 100 damage next turn, it still loses. Did Craig fail the battle compressor? Hello. Feature match. Craig didn't fail that battle compressor, did he? No, he didn't. All right, chatters, you guys are tripping. Thank you. Wonderful. Can't fail a battle compressor. Everybody knows that. And then Craig's got just one card left. Yeah, Rope is the top card. That's crazy. Special Wave, that's it. Craig promotes and then has got Versus Seeker for the Guzma Inteleon, Guzzlord, and that's it. Red Banquet for game. Craig has got the win. Holy smokes. What an epic finale to our first game of Gym Leader Challenge League Nights. Craig Davenport taking the win with his Dark Spread deck. The haters were doubting whether or not Craig would be able to defeat the Special Wailord deck with his very unique Spread Darkness deck that features an Umbreon in it. The haters were me, chat. I was being a hater. I'm not going to lie. I was being a hater. I ought not to have been, okay? I ought not to have been. Craig cooked. He cooked. He cooked well. And Craig takes the fat dub round 1 with that very cool Darkness deck. Let's take a spin around town and see what else we've got going on. Oh, baby. Looks like Austin and Jack are still playing. I was talking to Austin a little bit before league started. He said he was not a fan of the Raikou ban and doesn't know what to do with his Lightning deck now that Amazing Raikou is banned. So I feel that, Austin. I feel that, okay? Because Amazing Raikou Lightning was my favorite GLC deck too, so I get it. But it looks like he's trying to make things work here, but Jack kind of low-key cooking with this water deck. And it looks like if Jack wins against Lightning with the water deck, that's bad. Yeah, that's not going to be... Austin's not going to be loving that. If that's what occurs here. He'll probably tell me something to the effect of, my Amazing Raikou deck never would have lost that matchup. And you're probably right. All right. I think Jack is playing the Seismitoad Palafin deck again. That's what it looks like. And who is this in the active? Is that an Inteleon? That is a Drizzile, who is about to become an Inteleon, if I had to guess. If yes, that is a Drizzile. And then here we go, Shady Dealings right here. Didn't even need to... Oh, nope, we're retreating. Just kidding. Holy smokes, it's Basculin. All right, where are we going, Jack? It's Basculegion! Oh, yeah, Basculegion's going to be able to revenge here. Take a knockout, take Jack down to just 1 prize card remaining. Austin's got 3 remaining. 3 energy on the Electabuzz. Holy smokes. I mean, Austin is kind of cooking, though, with 3 energy on the Electabuzz. If Austin can find Electivire, will he win? I see the Octillery, Speed Lightning, draw 2. Buddy Buddy Poffin. We've still got Sprints. Sprint, send the whole hand. Draw out the deck. Electivire. Holy smokes. 50 to everything. Is that it? Does he win? Yeah. Shoo! Who needs Amazing Raikou? We've got Electivire. Check that out. Electivire, 50 damage to everything. Hitting the active for weakness. That's 100 to the active, 50 to all the bench Pokemon. And that clutch Electivire spreading for the dub. Austin going to advance to 1-0, taking down Jack's water deck. And it's about at this time, Jack is probably thinking to himself, you know, gosh darn it, I wish I'd played that Manaphy in my deck, you know. Manaphy is a card that we can play as water players. We can play the Manaphy, but nobody chooses to play Manaphy anymore. It's true. Nobody's playing Manaphy. But maybe we ought to be playing Manaphy. Ever think about that? Same with Standard. Nobody playing Manaphy anymore. Very cool. That was awesome. Oh, we got Jack over here talking to the feature match. Very cool, very cool. All right, do we still got some gamers going? Looks like everybody's just about wrapped up. All right, it looks like the next round is going to be getting started shortly. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out while we watch some Gym Leader Challenge tonight. I will be right back with round 2 after this quick break. Don't go anywhere, but if you do go somewhere, go to fullgripgames.com where you can buy all the best Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed products. Shopping at fullgripgames.com directly supports the content I create here on Tricky Gym, as well as dragonshield.com where you can find all the best sleeves and accessories for your favorite trading card games. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are hopping right into game number 2. Round 2 is coming up here at the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League Nights. Let's see who we've got on the feature match table. Bring it around town. Oh, we've got Peter and Ben Morse. Okay, let's see. It looks like Peter might have the metal deck for us. How exciting is that? And then Ben has got lightning. Knife Laugh Love in the chat says, do I know that I still have the holiday sale online for trickygym.com? Listen, I'm a busy guy. If anybody wants to support the channel by continuing to pick up anything on sale at trickygym.com, that sale is going to run until I take it down. So haven't gotten around to fixing that yet, but be more than happy to continue, letting any of that merchandise go at trickygym.com. That's cool. And just hooking up anybody who wants it. So, appreciate that though. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, Kronos, thank you so much for that raid. 117 people. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you for the compliment on the new storefront. I appreciate that. The new storefront is really, really fun. Welcome everybody from the Kronos channel. Thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful night. We're here watching some Gym Leader Challenge tonight at Full Grip Games. I've got a brand new stream setup. As you can see, I can call between the feature match. I can call between... This is my old studio, and I'm actually in the process of moving. That's why it's kind of looking barren back here. I'm in the process of moving to my new studio, and then we've, of course, got the brand new Full Grip Games. Let me give you a little tour. The brand new Full Grip Games tournament hall and shop here, which I can peruse with the remote control camera that I've got. But right now, our focus is on Peter and Ben, who are feature match for round 2 of the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League Night. We've got 13 players here tonight that are competing for some store credit prizing. If you are in the Northeast Ohio area or interested in traveling to the Northeast Ohio area, we were actually hosting a huge doubleheader Saturday, Sunday, Journey Together release weekend event where we will have a post-rotation Journey Together standard event happening Saturday, March 29th. And then on Sunday, March 30th, we're going to have a $1,000 cash Gym Leader Challenge Journey Together event. The Saturday event is a $3,000 cash Journey Together post-rotation event. It's $3,000 cash up for the top finishers of the event. And then Sunday's event will be Gym Leader Challenge. That's what we got going on. Very much looking forward to that. I'm going to be joined in the casting booth by Riley Hulbert, good friend of mine and co-host of the Tag Team Podcast. Looks like Ben, setting up well, has got a Blitzel and a Mareep. I know some Lightning players are choosing to play the Mareep without the ability because they are also playing Green's Exploration. And wow, Peter just popping off has got not only the Buddy Buddy Poffin, but also the full art Bridget. Absolutely amazing. That is the pop-off start you want. Wonderful. All right, I've got the overlay set up. Angel in the Twitch chat says, unfair question, which Gym Leader Challenge deck do I consider to be the most fun? Whew, that is an unfair question that you've asked right there. I think the Darkness deck is the most fun right now because it's got all these different attackers that do different things, and I think that's really fun. It's fun piecing together wins with the Darkness deck because you've got like Galarian Weezing, you've got Weavile, you've got Zork, you've got Guzzlord, you've got Hoopa, you've got Galarian Moltres. The Darkness list that I have on gymleaderchallenge.com, that's like my Darkness list, that's my favorite deck to play right now. Psychic is also really fun, though. Yo, what's up? Another raid. We got back-to-back raids. Trust Your Pilot in here with a raid of 72. Yo, thank you, Trust Your Pilot. Welcome, everybody, from Trust Your Pilot. Thank you so much for the raid and the love. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. We're chilling here with the new Full Grip Games setup, watching some Gym Leader Challenge tonight. We're on round 2 of 4. We've got 13 players here tonight competing for some store credits. And we are streaming from the new storefront here at Full Grip Games. Huge thank you to Mr. Mountain Badoo for that sub in the 45 months as well. Thank you, thank you. We've got our feature match right now. Lightning, Ben Morris on the left versus Peter with the Metal deck. What is that future Pokemon? Is that an... What the heck is that? Is that an Iron Crown? This is my first time seeing this. Peter was able to completely fill his bench. That is an Iron Crown. Okay, so that is the deleting slash. If your opponent has 3 or more bench Pokemon, the stack does 80 more damage. You know what? All right, 120 for 2. It's not bad. And then there's also a Duraludon, Dialga, Varoom, Bronzor. All right, we got some cool fellas. Looks like Ben is going to play Arven for turn. Peter's got Zamazenta in the active spot. The Zamazenta takes 30 less damage from attacks right now. And that is tough. Is that what it is? Gosh, I'm washed. Yeah, Metal Shield. If this Pokemon has any energy attached to it, it takes 30 less damage from attacks. So, Zamazenta's got 130 hit points, takes 30 less damage from attacks right now. Yo, take it easy, Kronos. Thanks for stopping through, and thank you for that raid. Curious to see where Ben goes here. He's got the Flaffy in play, which can use the Dynamotor ability to start charging energy. But it doesn't look like Ben actually has any lightning in the discard pile right now. So, won't be able to actually use that effectively. Metal is also a very difficult deck to spread against because they just are very defensive, right? So, certainly a tough matchup. Looks like Ben is going to get Level Ball and Counter Gain. And I like this move, right? Level Ball for the Electabuzz. And it's funny, the Electabuzz from Evolutions has actually kind of become the optimal Electabuzz for Lightning Gym Leader Challenge decks. And the reason for that is it has 70 hit points. And it is one of the only, I think it is like the only modern Electabuzz with 70 hit points. And that means that it can be searched out with Buddy Buddy Poffin. So that has become the favorite Electabuzz. And of course, it's got that nostalgic artwork from base set that I love. So we're going to see a retreat into Elekid, and then Elekid's got a free attack, does 30 damage anywhere on the board, so Ben's going to get to place that 30 damage wherever he wants, but we see Peter just kind of casually sitting on the Crystal Cave there in his hands. Crystal Cave, going to be a real nuisance for Ben to play against, because Crystal Cave allows Peter to heal 30 damage from all of his metal Pokemon. Yeah, that's not good considering Ben is playing a spread deck. So, like I said, metal can be a real challenge for these lightning spread decks to deal with. I do see a Marnie in Peter's hands. So, might be a metal attachment and Marnie as the play for turn. But trying to decide where this metal energy should go. And honestly, I don't hate just attaching it to the active. Right. Like, you're not moving that Zamazenta. Like, odds are you're probably not. So you probably just want to start manually attaching to it until it's got 3 energy on it. And then you can just start swinging for 100, which is not too bad considering you're playing against a spread deck, right? Like, so yeah, I like this play from Peter. That's good. And then we do see Hex Maniac in the hand. That doesn't really matter. You could Hex just to kind of stop Ben from doing anything. But I like Marnie better. You want to establish your board a little bit more. Mr. Mountain Badu says, Trust Your Pilot was asking, can we trick you into returning to TCG Live next week after the update? What kind of update is coming to TCG Live? Now you've got me curious. Yes. What's the update? Please do tell. Do tell. What is being updated? All right, Peter's got the Rev of Room in play. New hats. New hats, bro. Yeah, tell me we get some new slides. You can mute. Okay. That doesn't really solve new bugs. I heard there was a Pikachu EX that is cosplaying as a Terra Pokemon, a Terra Pikachu EX, even though it's not a Terra. Did you guys see that? When you win the game auto picks last prize cards for you. That's nice. Yeah, I heard there's a broken Pikachu. Yeah, a secretly Terra Pikachu. That's kind of cool, though. You know? Nothing like whipping out the secretly Terra Pikachu when your opponent least suspects it. Right. Yeah. All right, what's Peter got? And the answer is no. Will I go back to Pokemon TCG Live? The answer to that is no. Thank you, Riley, for that sub. The tier 2 sub and the 73 months. Appreciate you, Riley. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you. Thank you. If you're curious as to what I've been up to lately, obviously we're doing the league stuff. I'm going to be posting an updates video to my Tricky Gym channel here next week, where I kind of go through all the updates. But if you want to see what I've been working on the last week, you can check out my new YouTube channel, Tricky Hideout. Tricky Hideout, new YouTube channel, just dropped a video, my first video on my brand new YouTube channel, focusing on just having fun playing the Pokemon TCG. All right, so Peter's got Trust Your Pilot was hyping Tricky Hideout. Yo, that's hype. Thanks. Frick. Is Ben Morse playing a Kofu? Goodness gracious. All right, I've got enemies here at League, okay? I've got enemies because I keep saying how bad Kofu is, and everybody at League keeps playing Kofu. They won't stop. They won't stop it. They won't stop putting Kofu on my screen. I hate it when Kofu ends up on my screen. That is not a good card, folks. I will die on this hill. I will die on it. Every week I try to talk sense into these kids, and every week they come back with more Kofu. It just keeps multiplying. Yes, both feature matches, I have seen a Kofu so far. Kofu is cool in Lightning because it stops good cards from being sprinted away. You know what else does that? Marnie. Iono. Those cards stop that from happening. All right, looks like Ben's going to go for another crackling shot. Got a Speed Lightning on his benched Electivire. Listen, you guys aren't going to talk me out of being a Kofu hater. I'm just going to continue being a Kofu hater, okay? You're not going to talk me out of it. All right, Peter has got Bronzong in play now. So the Revavroom, the Bronzong, energy onto the Iron Crown. And then Peter's going to use Tate and Liza. Shuffle his hand into his deck and draw 5 cards. Now I got I know I want to stay focused on the game, but I just love chatting. Okay, so I'm gonna allow myself a little bit of chat. I'm gonna allow myself a little bit of chatting. Okay, chatters, a little bit of chatting. We're still watching the game. It's like watching a football game but having a side convo. Okay, so here's the deal. No, I don't like Pokemon TCG Live. Okay, but I think I'm at a point in my life where I just don't want to stream digital games anymore. That's not what I'm passionate about anymore. I'm at a point in my life now where I really want to create content that doesn't have a shelf life. I want to create content that would be fun to watch in 5 years, that I can look at in 5 years and be like, dang, I'm proud of that. That's what I want to do, right? I don't want to just continue churning out silly deck on whatever digital client. Like I'm just done with that. So it doesn't really matter if it was TCG Live or Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Yo, thank you, Swizzerton, for the 2,500 bits. I really appreciate that, Swizzerton. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm 36 now. You know, and I'm just kind of, and I have a family. I'm just at this point, and I'm not traveling to, like when I was traveling to regional championships, like all the time, and going to international championships, like playing the digital game had a purpose, right? Because I was practicing for major events and trying to compete for a world championship, right? Like there was purpose there. But now that I'm not doing that, now I want to focus on creating videos that I'm really proud of and creating content that I'm really proud of. And for me, that's personality-driven, story-driven content with Pokemon cards as kind of the theme and the background of it. Yo, thank you, Eric, for that rate of 4. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and huge thank you, Swizzerton, for those bits. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mountain Badoo says, not gonna lie, I understand why you changed your direction, but I truly enjoy just watching you play in the evenings when I get home from work. I know, but I've done that for a very long time. And my joy for it was fading. And there's 2 things that I could have done. I could have either continued playing TCG Live until the joy had been completely sucked out and everything felt rotten, or I could sense the direction it was going for me and basically jump off the ship before it got to that point, right? I had to jump ships before the ship sank, if that makes sense. I could tell the direction it was going for me, right? I wasn't passionate about it anymore. So as a creative person, I have to continue doing what I'm passionate about in order to continue creating stuff that's worth watching, right? So that's where I'm at. And that basically means like creating a new YouTube channel felt right, because it just feels like I'm restarting, you know? It feels like I'm restarting. And you know what? It's cool because of the career that I've had so far and everything that I've done and all that. I feel like I am, I'm blessed to be in this position where I can afford to restart because I've got very supportive sponsors. I've got a very stable and supportive relationship with my sponsors. I've got a core audience on YouTube and Twitch that's not huge, but I've got a core audience on YouTube and Twitch that still likes the content that I'm making, and it just feels like I'm restarting. But this is the stuff I'm excited to produce. This is the stuff that I'm excited to do. I'm not excited about digital games anymore. That's not what I want to be doing when I'm 40. So. Yo, thank you so much for those gifted subs. Thank you. That's Matt Velasquez, right? That's you, Matt Velasquez? The 5 gifted subs. Yo, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm still trying to memorize your new screen name. I'm pretty sure that's you, though. Thank you. The 5 gifteds. Let's go. So Mr. Mountain Badoo says, do I think my direction is more production on the YouTube side and less live streams then? Yes, definitely. It's about quality over quantity for me now. So it's not just about going live. Yes, it's about quality over quantity for me. I've been live streaming for a long time, but in order to create YouTube content that I'm proud of, I have to give myself the time to do it. I have to give myself the time and the emotional energy and the practical space to be able to create. Like if you watch the Tricky Hideout video that I made, and yes, that is a call out to Rocket's Hideout. Yes. If you watch the Tricky Hideout video that I made, like that video took me like 2 weeks. Am I interested in hiring an editor? Well, right now, I just took a huge pay cut by quitting TCG Live, so I can't really hire an editor right now. I just gotta have to do that myself. Yeah. We have definitely taken a pretty sizable pay cut. Yeah. So yeah, we're in the building phase, okay? We're in the building phase. Like I said, it's like I've restarted. But I've restarted from a pretty good point, I have to say. I feel very good about the point that we've restarted from. It's not really like restarting, but in a way it is, because I'm people watching Tricky Jim, there's kind of this, it's like, Tricky Jim subscribers, I feel like there's just always going to be this expectation that that channel was grown from a Pokemon trading card game online channel, then a Pokemon trading card game live channel. And that's been a channel where I kind of have always done everything. I've done retro content, I've done tabletop content, I've done Gym Leader Challenge, I've done video essays, I've done history stuff. I mean, I've done everything. I've done TCGO, TCG Live, but like I'd say like the lion's share of Tricky Gym subscribers still expect digital content from me, right? So there's going to be some growing pains while I separate from that. 100%. That's just what it is, right? There's just going to be growing pains as I separate from that. And as people get used to like realign their expectations. So, Stellar Wish Gaming says, for me, the most fun part of my TCG live streams was the part before I turned on live. Yeah, isn't that crazy though, right? Like imagine doing that every day. Every day your stream is like the worst part of your stream is the thing that you're known for. Doesn't that suck? Imagine living that, right? The worst part of your stream is when you do the thing that everybody expects you to do. You know what I mean? It's like, it sucks. That sucks. Yeah, dreading the thing that you're expected to do every day. It's like going to work hating your job, right? It's like saying the best part of the job was when we would all just fool around in the break room. Yeah, of course it was. But with this, but unfortunately, being a Let's Chat streamer is not, a just chatting streamer is not, that's not really where I saw myself going as a content creator either, right? So, yes, Eric, Gym Leader Challenge, yes, grass has gotten a lot better with Badoo for sure. Yeah, thank you, Walzer, for that sub. I'm glad you liked the tricky hideout video. Thank you. Well, I think creating engaging content on TCG Live is much easier when you're tournament grinding, right? Because it's like everything you do has a purpose. You're doing it with the backdrop of going to a tournament eventually, right? But since I'm not tournament grinding anymore, and I did that for a long time. I mean, I tournament grinded from 2012 to 2024, right? I mean, so like I tournament grinded for like 12 years. That's like an insane amount of time to do that, right? So it's just, nothing lasts forever. Things change. I'm really excited about this new stuff that I'm doing. There's stuff that I'm going to get to produce now that I've always dreamed of doing and just never really had the time to do. Yeah. And thank you, Mr. Mountain Badoo, for that gifted sub. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, there are videos that I'm telling you, 2025, I am going to create the best videos I have ever made in my life this year. I am going to produce the best tournaments I have ever produced in my life this year. This year. Yes. I can promise you that. It's not even going to be close. When you look at the production that I put out at the end of 2025, you're going to be like, dang, okay, that was actually way more sick than 30 more TCG Live videos. Because like once the years start flying by, you start looking at years like that. Like, okay, like what did I do this year? I pumped out, I don't know, I pumped out 50 TCG Live videos. Is that what I want my year to be? I pumped out 50 TCG Live videos, and maybe I pumped out like 30 TCG Pocket videos. Ultimately, that's just not what I want. That's not what I want for me creatively anymore. So, yeah, thanks, Tony Poke. And I'm Logan McCarthy on YouTube says, am I still going to be doing tabletop stuff like GLC and new sets? Yes. So like on Tricky Gym, I really love creating content about the new cards when they come out. So like, if you really like watching me for the standard content, you're always going to get that because I'm going to be previewing all the new cards before they come out. All of them, right? I'm still going to open all the Japanese product. I'm still going to show off all the new cards before they come out on TCG Live, right? That's something I'm still doing. Like Jesse is still going to be featured on the channel all the time, like every week, right? We're still going to be doing that. We're going to be talking about new decks. We're going to be talking about new archetypes, all that. So that's how I'm staying involved with Standard. And I'm also commentating over Standard League. So Donnie Blades on YouTube says, I love your dedication to quality over quantity, but do I think that one one bang can make more money than, let's say, 3 above average videos? Absolutely not, dude. I'm taking a pay cut. I know that. Ultimately, you have to be able to live with yourself at the end of the day, don't you? If you hate your job, it's not worth it. But I really believe in the content that, okay, so to answer you again, I really believe in the content that I'm creating on Tricky Hideout right now. I think that if I continue to put as much effort as I put into that video on Tricky Hideout today, and if I do that for a year, I think that I have the potential to grow that channel into something special. So, but ultimately to me, like, why did I quit my job to start playing Pokemon cards? Did I quit for the money, or did I quit to like live a lifestyle that I loved? I quit to live a lifestyle that I loved, right? Like, it's not about the money. Like, ultimately, the money is just a means to an end, just to make sure that like my family can get by and live. And thankfully, like I said, I can afford to make this creative leap because of the great relationship I have with my sponsors, and because of the core audience that sticks around and has, you know, continued to support the channel through all of the changes that we're going through. So, you know, because of you guys that are still here, because of my great relationship with my sponsors, like, you know, yes, is it scary? Of course it is. It's freaking scary, dude. You know how scary it is to just, you know, to just tell a YouTube channel with 130,000 subscribers that you're not going to do the thing they expect you to do anymore? It's freaking scary, dude. You know? But I have conviction. I feel convicted that this is what's right. So, and I'm definitely I am going to be having more fun doing what I'm doing, and I think that's going to be contagious. And then therefore, I think the content that I create will be more fun to watch. And ultimately, I believe in my heart that that's a recipe for success. So. Yeah, thank you, Wishcash Enthusiast, for that sub in the 14 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yo, thanks, Wishcash. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, we've got ourselves a close game here. I mean, it's 4-4 prizes. Sorry, I know we really have been... Yo, Dial Pokemon in the Twitch chat says, just went full freelance into video this year. It's scary not knowing the next paycheck is coming, but I know it's the right move. Exactly, right? I mean, that's like what is life if you don't ever take think about every artist that's ever created. Think about every creative endeavor ever, right? Like, if you're not willing to take a risk for your creative endeavors, then you're never going to create anything meaningful, ever, right? If you're just worried about how much that paycheck is going to be, then creative people are never going to make change in the world, right? Like, literally, if you're just sitting there and you're just saying, okay, well, I'm only ever going to make moves that make me the most money, then that's why they don't say starving artists for no reason, right? It's like, artists are the ones that are making change, they're taking risks, and sometimes it really pays off, you know, but not all the time. And sometimes you're just doing it for the culture. So that's where we're at. At this point, you know, I'm like, what, 15 years in or something? And I needed to get to a point where I was passionate about what I was doing so that I could continue doing it for another 15 years. And to me, that did not mean logging into the digital client and playing digital games every day for the next 5 years. I just know, like, looking forward for the next 5 years, I'm like, that's not what I'm going to do, right? So if that means restarting, that means restarting. And that's where we're at right now. I'm restarting. Building it from the ground up, baby. Not from the ground up. We've got a pretty freaking nice starting point, okay? Yeah, Mr. Mount Badu, I understand. I mean, but think about, from a production standpoint, if you spend 5 days a week live streaming, right? That doesn't give you any time to edit. It doesn't give you any time to produce creative content, right? All of your time and energy are sucked up by going live every day. And I'm not going to do video editing streams, because part of what I'm so excited about, like, I really am, I feel like I'm kind of, think about like live musician, think about musicians who eventually transition into becoming producers, right? Think about that. And you might really like the music that a musician made, but they might get to a point creatively in their career where it makes more sense for them to be a producer, right? And that happens for a lot of musicians. Think about that. That's kind of like, I feel like that's one of the closest points of kind of comparison where I feel like I'm at right now. I feel like right now I'm really interested in producing. Yeah, Knife, Laugh, Love, I am. And that's the thing. I know people are going to just miss me being live 25 hours a week. I know that. But I had to switch up my schedule so that I could produce the best content. I really believe that I can produce the best content I've ever made in my life if I cut back my stream schedule. And I think I could create stuff that reaches more people and that has a bigger impact on the world and on the hobby, right? Than if I'm just BSing around every day, right? Like on TCG Live or whatever, right? You know? Like if I'm extremely intentional about everything that I do, I think I can create some stuff that's really special. Create some videos that are really fun, that stand the test of time. And that's something that's always bothered me about me as a content creator in the Pokemon sphere, is that I really hated that every video that I was making had a shelf life. It's like, okay, this is only relevant for a couple weeks, and then it's like, yeah, it always really bothered me that I was like creating content that had like a very short shelf life. As a creative person, that bugged me quite a bit. It's always bothered me ever since like day one. They're just right, exactly, in the Twitch chat, right? You're saying you don't watch gaming news channels anymore, podcasts, right? I know. So for me, I want to create content that's going to be fun to watch in 5 years. I want to create content that's going to be fun to watch in 10 years. And I've created some videos like that, but I believe I can make many videos like that. So, and then streaming the tournaments is like a cool way. Is a cool way for me to stay involved, right? So the tournaments are a way for me to stay involved with the community while I do all this. Like the league nights, it's a great way for me to stay involved with everybody and stay involved with the game. And, it basically gives structure to my week, right? Showcase new talent, right? Yeah. Yo, I think Peter might have dug himself out of this. Yeah, this is crazy. Getting the Crystal Cave back has been nuts. Yeah, Purple Cliff is definitely a huge inspiration to the kind of content that I want to create. And if you look at Purple Cliff's career, quitting TCGO was the best decision Purple Cliff ever made. Was it not? Quitting the Pokemon trading card game online was the best decision he ever made. Hogamian says, you left a real content vacuum in a workday. I know. And do you know how much, that's part of the crazy thing is that, all right, as a creative person, I feel so much guilt about that. Like I feel so much, I felt torn for such a long time because it's like, I feel so guilty, but that also has weighed on my mental health for years that like I couldn't even go on vacation because I would just feel guilty about not being live. And that was basically disastrous for my creative endeavors, right? Every day waking up and feeling guilty about not being live. That's kind of where I was at. And it's like, and how can I, it's like I feel guilt. I used to feel guilty every day. If I wasn't live for 4 hours, I felt guilty every single day. I had to be live for at least 4 hours or I felt guilty. But now I'm like really excited. I'm just really excited about the stuff that I'm making now, you know, and I understand that some people are just going, you know, and it's been really hard for me because I know people are going to just, you know, are obviously going to miss the stuff that I used to do every day. But I can also tell you that just like from a personal standpoint, if I look at like my, all right, time is called, by the way. If I look at like my 3-year trajectory, all my numbers were down 3 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, the ship was sinking and I either could stay on the ship while it sunk or I could switch it up. While I was just doing the same old thing every day. Like, all my numbers were down across the board for like 3 years, right? It's like a steady decline. So it's like, am I just going to continue sitting on the ship that I'm frankly not very excited about, the TCG live ship, right? And just going live every day. It's like, no, I'm gonna mix it up and do something I'm really excited about. Basically, since TCGO went down, like everything kind of slumped in a negative direction as far as like the back end numbers on my channel. And that also negatively impacts mental health and, you know, and all that. So there's just a lot that went into it. But I'm really excited about the stuff that I'm making now. I know, at least Ben will be able to commentate over the VOD for his video. So true. So true. Ben is actually not going to have to compete at all. I think it ended in a tie. Yes. All right. You know what? A tie. That's great. And that's another thing, Grant. Yeah, on Twitch. There's several creators that do TCG live gameplay, but there's none doing what I'm doing right now. And that's the thing is like, okay, what can I what can I do? What can I do that's special in this community? That's like not just what anybody else is doing, right? So, thank you, Player One, for that sub in the 61 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, that match ended in a tie. Ended in a tie. And this is really like, I'm still in this. I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety myself because I'm in a very in-between. I'm in a very in-between position right now because, I mean, my current studio is like falling apart around me. Like, literally, it's extremely disheveled in here. Jesse will tell you. It is not great. But my new studio, the air conditioner just got put in today. It's looking insane. And I'm very excited about it. You guys want to see my air conditioner? It's looking very barren behind me. That's because I had to sell off the skateboards to afford the new studio stuff. Yeah, dude. Listen. Yeah, we're scrappy Jim right now. Okay. Yeah, check this out. All right, that's my new air conditioner, heating and air conditioner right there. They finally got it installed today. Let's go. Swizzerton says, what's the best way to support me if I won't be on Twitch every day monetarily? Swizzerton, honestly, donating on Twitch still a great way to support. And I really appreciate the bits that you've been throwing. That makes a huge difference. So thank you. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. You know, Twitch is still like, even if I stream 3 days a week, that's still like a major part of my week. You know. But yeah, I've been making these sound panels too to help. These sound panels to help decrease the echo in there. It's another thing I'm working on right now. And then check this out. I got a little truss system set up. There's my new graffiti wall. This is like what my new studio is looking like right now. I hired a graffiti artist to come in and paint a custom mural. I've got the truss system set up that I can mount lights to and my overhead rack. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, it's a whole thing. I'm really excited about how the mural turned out. I mean, I think it turned out amazing. I've got a Hisuian Sneasel too. Let's see. But like, and I know, like, being live is fun. Being live is just, it's fun, right? Like, and I know there will always just be people who wish that I was live more. And I'm telling you, I felt like for years, I went through kind of like a very unhealthy amount of guilt about not being live enough, right? But then you combine that with the fact that like year over year, for the last like 3 years, my numbers have been declining. Ever since PTCGO went away, my numbers have been declining on Twitch, right? Just slowly declining. Everything just a steady down, right? And it's like every content creator's like deathly fear is just falling off into the abyss, right? It's the last thing you want to do. Like, oh, they fell off. Oh, yeah, they fell off. The worst thing you can do is just continue doing something you're not passionate about, right? So, like, you understand why I can't just be live screwing around for 25 hours a week anymore, okay? Because like that ship was sinking, guys. I love you guys, and I'm really excited about it, but that ship was sinking, dude. And I wasn't gonna, like, this is my life. I'm not getting a real job again, okay? I promise you that. I cannot afford to sink. It's not happening. So it's we're reinventing ourselves. And thankfully I've got really, like I said, I've got really good relationships with my sponsors, and I'm just gonna find, I gotta find that thing that I'm passionate about. Thank you, Pokemon Master Ryans. But honestly, yeah, the best way to continue supporting the content is to just be, if you're subbed on Twitch, that's the best way to support me. And I know I only stream 3 days a week. I know that. You could sub on Discord too. That's another way to support. If you use the Discord more, like subbing on Discord is also a really nice way to support the channel. The Discord's got 18,000 members. Like, we do a lot to like run that thing. So yeah, I mean, just subbing up is like the best way to support the content, frankly. It is. And I know I only stream like 3 days a week, but like it's still 3 days a week that you're live, And it's like it's still consistent. All right, we've got 2 heavyweights in the chat. Alex Carpenter opening the Battle VIP pass. What a sack. What a sack. What a sack. Player 1 asks, was it TCG Live that caused the downturn? I mean, they line up pretty spot on, but also, like, you can't just blame it on that, right? Because some players have, some people have thrived under TCG Live, or, but like, I think it's just the timing of everything, It's nothing lasts forever. I feel like I reached my natural plateau playing the digital games. As a content creator, and as a competitive Pokemon TCG player as well. I'm incredibly proud of my accomplishments as a competitive Pokemon TCG player and what I've been able to accomplish over my career. But like, life isn't just, it isn't just a linear growth chart where you just start somewhere and you put in work and you just improve over the years no matter what, right? Like, that's just not how things work. Thank you, Jesse, for those 100 bits as well. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's just not how life works, right? Things change. The landscape changes. And that's why so many content creators do fall off, is because the landscape changes and they fail to adapt, right? So basically, I'm not going to fail to adapt. I'm just going to adapt into what's next for me. But it's easy to just kind of try to cling on to the past, right? Because the past was comfy. But that's not, the life of a content creator. Sometimes you gotta pursue what's next. So that's what we're doing now. All right, so we've got Austin Charles on the left versus Alex Carpenter on the right. Austin is playing a Spread Lightning deck, and Alex Carpenter is playing a Psychic deck. Austin going first has Pikachu and Electabuzz on the bench. Alex has got an absolutely cracked start. Turn 1 Crispin? Turn 1 Battle VIP pass? What the heck, dude? Just ridiculousness. Absolute ridiculousness here. Battle VIP pass. Can go search his deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put them straight onto the bench. Does the player on the right have 6 prizes? Yes. They're just very, very much blending in. All right, it's going to be Inkay and not 2. Yeah, you can see all 6 prizes from this angle. Weeder, it's not Shocklock. No, it's just a spread lightning deck. Ooh, and Alex has got Articuno this time. That is an interesting ad. The Articuno's got an ability which allows you to... Yo! The turn 1 Articuno, he's nuts! Oh, holy smokes, dude. You gotta be kidding me. Look at that. Oh, what a pop-up. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. This is crazy. All right, so Alex went turn 1, attached 2 psychic energy from hand to the Articuno with its ability. Crispin attached the darkness energy. Retreat, recycle energy, and blammo. That's turn 1 knockout on the Electabuzz. You've got to be joking me. That's just absolute ridiculousness. And it looks like Austin does not have, what, there's an Evo Soda over there? Holy smokes, dude. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. Evo Soda. And Evo Soda can go get Raichu. Raichu does 50 damage to every Pokemon that has damage counters on it, so not actually going to be helpful for Austin here. And I doubt that Alex is playing Bench Barrier. So if Austin actually can get the spread game going, it would be very good against Alex's deck. Alex has got a lot of low HP bench sitters. And Alex's hand is not actually great right now. He's just got Verse Seeker for Crispin again, which I guess means if there's another Darkness Energy in Alex's deck, he can actually fire off another attack with Articuno. So that's kind of ridiculous. And then there's an N. All right, and I guess that's just what it's got to be, right? N. Alex does have the Monkey Dory, it's true. So it could take those damage counters being spread and move them onto the opponent's Pokemon. Use Austin's spread against him. Sure. Yo, and I appreciate the positivity and the love there, Gym Leader Josh on YouTube. Yo, thank you. All right, Austin draws into Battle Compressor. And we got a Blitzel on the bench. Level Ball. Battle Compressor can go discard up to 3 cards from the deck. I'm going to chuck a couple of Lightning Energy, which makes sense, so that they can be dynamoted into play. But I mean, like, this hand also stinks. We got Blitzel, but like nothing else. Level Ball can go get either a Mareep or a Magnemite, and it's like, which one of those are we doing, right? Neither of those are looking great. And you just gave Alex a fresh hand of 5, which I'm sure he'll be able to play out of. It looks like Alex actually has N as the supporter for his hand too, so. Yeah, it's going to be Level Ball for Magnemites. No, the Magnemite was discarded, actually. Level ball from Reap. There's I think a rescue stretcher in the hand can bring the Magnemite back. Something like that. So that's probably the play that we're looking at. As Austin shuffles up, he's going to need some help off the top of the deck. Yeah, Rescue Stretcher can get the Magnemite, so there we go. Magnemite down, Mareep down. And that is a fat pass from Austin. And I got to say, I mean, Alex is just showing no signs of slowing down right now. Retreat into Mareep. Okay, maybe we get to Fluffy Pillow. Articuno asleep and pass. Articuno wakes up. And then Alex has got Arven. And he may choose to play Arven this turn over N. But the thing is that his board state kind of stinks, right? So I'm not sure that Arven is enough to really like get enough going from this hand. So it might just be an N situation. And guys, I'm sorry if the Full Grip Games website is being finicky right now. Sometimes Crystal Commerce, the host, sometimes they're goofing around. So hopefully it's back to functioning correctly tomorrow. But appreciate everybody who's supporting the shop at Full Grip. Thank you. Yes, we love to hate Crystal Commerce, the company that hosts our website. They have a monopoly on like trading card game website hosting. They're the only company you can really use to support a TCG website because they sync to TCG Player. All right, so Alex is going to trade away or refinement away the N. Gets Curlia off the Arven, finds Malamar, so actually just, a great draw there for him. It's got U-turn board, which you could use to decrease the Articuno's retreat cost. But it looks like Alex might just be content to attach Psychic Energy. Could also retreat into Mimikyu and Filch. That might be a situation. It's not like this Darkness Energy actually wants to stay on Articuno. So I think Alex kind of recognizes that and says, you know what, let's just get this thing out of here now. Draw a slightly bigger hand with Filch. Filch draws 2 cards, so that's pretty good. And then Dynamotor can put an extra energy back onto... Dynamotor, excuse me, Psychic Recharge. And then Filch will draw 2 cards. And then Austin sitting on Teammates. Yeah, it's actually laughable how bad Crystal Commerce is, but it's just it's what most stores have to use. Dynamotor and pass. And the Mimikyu does not wake up. Okay, we see Austin excited about that. Is that a frozen city? What are we cooking here with the frozen city? Oh, the Monkey Dory plays. That's right. Oh my goodness. Really? The Monkey Dory plays Frozen City? And is going to choose to refinement it away. Ooh, finds the Bird Keeper. You got to be kidding me. Austin's going to be so upset. Bird Keeper is going to get to move that Articuno back into the active spots. Psychic Recharge to the Articuno, attach. Bird Keeper, switch it into the active spots. And Alex gets to draw 3 cards. Now Alex is Cruising along. It's got Ultra Ball Giratina in hand. Can discard the Giratina and use its Distortion Door ability to bring it back from the discard pile. Place damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon. Yeah. Not great if you're Austin here. Not what you want to see. A Psychic deck just setting up beautifully. Now, for those of you that are into the daytime streams, I am going to be streaming Monday. I have Jesse Parker coming back, and we are going to continue our expanded All-Star Challenge. And this next week, we're doing our Grass Edition. So if you find yourself at work in the middle of the day thinking, dang, I really need a stream to watch so that I don't have to work on this Monday, well, you're in luck. We'll be live Monday morning with our Grass All-Star Challenge. Oh, yes, it's President's Day. That's why Jesse's off, right? That's why he can actually join me on Monday, because he's off, because it's President's Day. All right, so Austin has a teammates here and can play it, but is there any two cards that's really going to bail him out? I mean, one of them's got to be a Zebstrika for sure. All right, Floatstone, Zebstrika. Let's make some magic happen. Sprint, 4 cards. And we do find Ultra Ball, so yeah, I mean, Austin can get an attacker going at the cost of another prize card. Shoo. Ultra Ball. Can discard Rotom and... Is that a Greens Exploration? No, it's probably not a Greens. I can't quite tell what that other card is. Is it Greens? Yeah. And it's like, what? Are you going to go for Raikou? Are you going to go for Tapu Koko? I mean, Tapu Koko would be a nice grab here. Do 20 to everything. And then that Raichu just went down, though. So you can't actually use the Raichu. Yes. I did hear that TCG Live is getting some updates, but yeah. I'm good. Thunderous coming in. Going to take the knockout, dealing 140 damage and 90 damage to itself. Big KO there. I do love the TCG Classic energy. That looks nice. But Alex just has so much going on. I mean, Literally has huge hands, refinement still, clairvoyant sense as well to accelerate energy and draw 2 cards. I mean, Alex is pretty much playing with his whole deck right now. All right, here's what Alex Carpenter should try to do. Alex Carpenter should try to attack something on the bench while Thundurus is in the active spot. That would be hype. All right, we've got the Galarian Articuno back again. Clairvoyant Sense, draw 2 cards. Uh-oh. Hexmaniac. That, ooh, the Hex knockout would be crazy. Psychic Recharge, attach from hands, recycle energy. And I think this is going to be a Hexmaniac turn for sure. You just go like Hex, knockout, refinement, discard Iono. Yeah, evolving into Glade here feels fine. Buddy catch. Yeah, I think Hex KO. Honestly, Hex KO the active just feels so good. I almost would have preferred to see Alex go Hex KO the active with like Giratina. Because I feel like it would actually yeah, like Giratina just seems like the better play with Hex here. Because and Austin can still attack next turn if you ignore this Thundurus. The Thundurus will knock itself out. I mean, I guess it just kind of like you say like, all right, fine, you want to attack with Thundurus, you'll knock yourself out. Go ahead. But yeah, knocking out the Zebstrika here kind of just like rips the rug out from underneath Austin. That's certainly the play. Hex, knockout Zebstrika. Yeah, kind of gnarly. Kind of gnarly. The reason I said you attack with Giratina here is because you attack with Giratina here at Hex, right? And then Austin literally can't do anything. And then you knock out Zebstrika because it's like on the turn you Hex, it doesn't really matter if you knock out Zebstrika on the turn you Hex, right? Because the Zebstrika wasn't going to sprint anyway. So you could chase the Zebstrika the following turn with the Articuno. But effectively, we're all getting to the same point. I mean, Alex is just running this table for sure. I mean, since turn 1, I mean the turn 1 attack with Galarian Articuno is just ridiculous. And now I think Austin just debating whether or not to knock out his own Thundurus. Right? I mean, that's not great. You don't love to do that. And it's going to do it. Says, you know what? If I'm going down on my own terms. Respect that for sure. Sends up the sacrificial lamb. Get it? Get it? Do you get it? Thundurus has the gigantic bolt attack, does 140 damage for 2 lightning energy, but it also does 90 damage to itself. So that's why the Thundurus knocked itself out. Glade Buddy Catch. Did Alex forget to take a prize? Yeah, okay, we got it. Okay, Buddy Catch for Raihan. Looks like will be the selection. Buddy Catch an ability on Gallade just allows you to go search your deck for a supporter every turn. It's incredible. Great consistency card. And then Raihan will be the supporter of choice. Alex going to play it. Attach a basic energy from the discard pile to one of his Pokemon. Going to go get... Oh, this is just bullying. Going to get Field Blower. This is just cruel and unusual. Raihan for the Field Blower just to bump the Float Stone so that you could use Articuno and snipe around the Flaffy. It's just ridiculous. And it's going to snipe the Electabuzz. Alex has just one prize left. Does he continue playing? Is there anything that Austin can do from this point? I mean, he's got options. Got Verse Seeker and Random Receiver in hand. Cynthia off the Random Receiver. Fully blinged out, too. Love to see that. Austin could blow up the Magneton. Many are saying this. Blowing up the Magneton. Great way to end the game. U-turn board to the Flaffy. Silent Lab. And Versus Seeker. All right, what are we doing here? N. Gonna end to one. But it's like there's Gallade out, right? All right, end to one. I think Austin definitely needs to blow up the Magneton for the content. If he's got a mind for content at all, he will blow up that Magneton. Radio it down. Well, that's just obstruction of gameplay. I can't give a player coaching. That's coaching. I can't coach. I'm the eye in the sky. I can't coach a player on what to do. Trainer's Mail. Off the Trainer's Mail, we find Luxurious Cape. Blow it up, Austin. Field Blower, the U-turn board goes back to hand. Feels bad. Do it. Not Dynamotor 2, the Magneton. Feels bad. Luxurious Cape to Magneton. And... pass. No, Austin too much of a competitor to blow his own guy up. And Tulip will get enough energy back in order for Alex to be able to lay them down into play and win. Alex Carpenter advancing to 3-0 at the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League nights as he quests for another badge here at Full Grip Games. Alex Carpenter is currently your badge leader at Full Grip, which means he is the winningest player in the field. If we check the board real quick. Here we are. Alex Carpenter, right now the current badge leader with 5 badges. Has a sizable chase pack behind him, though, with Fran, Ben Peacock, and JD. all rocking 4. Craig has got 3. So Alex has an opportunity to really pull away from the pack with another win. Let's see what other matches we've got going on. We've got JD. Holy smokes. JD has not selected a prize card yet. Not where you want to be if you're JD. Meanwhile, Craig has got just a single prize left. Nope. That's 2 prizes left with his darkness deck. Stop walking in front of the camera. Craig has got 2 prizes left playing his darkness deck. Guzzlord on the bench. Oh, yeah. This is content right here. Look at all this content we're having. This is just like a content party, honestly. Getting to watch 2 games at once just feels so satisfying. Looks like Peter going for a Stellar Wish. JD, how did JD get here? That's what now I'm fascinated. How did JD get here? Wait, how did Peter just select a prize card? What? Peter just took a knockout on a Snom with Jirachi? This Jirachi attacks? You've got to be kidding me. Wait. Hold on. Because Snom is weak to metal. And Jirachi slaps for 30. Slap for 60 for the KO. Crazy. But this Wailord has got a reversal energy on it. Could we see the Wailord special waves reverse sweep? Could we see it? That Wailord is ready to go. Reversal energy and a water. It's special waving for yup, 240. All right, and that's JD's first prize take of the game. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, this camera is crazy. It's I could like dang near, like this is all the way zoomed out. Like I could dang near go read that card. Like I can literally read that card. Look at that. It's nuts. This thing is the definition of power, dude. It's crazy. All right, Craig goes to just 1 prize remaining. It seems as if Ben Morse in a tough spot. We do have a battle of the mustachioed men here. That's true. It appears as if Peter is winning the mustache off. We'll see. JD's got a whale and a dream. And has Cynthia... No, that's not the supporter you want to play right here because Peter is sitting on rope. Oh, God. Yeah, so Peter's got game. Because Peter's got rope in hand. Just flashed it. JD did not have the Iono here. And your opponent's got just 1 prize card left to your 5 and you're trying to Wailord sweep. You certainly want to Iono to 1. Zam does do 220, but Jesse, you've forgotten that Wailord has an ability. It takes 30 less damage from attacks. But I guess, yeah, still a 2-hit KO at this point would have been fine on the whale. But soon, in Journey Together format, we're going to have a new 240 hit point whale. Or is it like 250? It's ridiculous. It might be 250. Is it 240? I think it's 240. He's glorious, though. I'm literally never playing another deck again. I'm just going to play water. I'm going to play water with the new Wailord. I still have my theory. My theory is that the art rare on the new Wailord is going to be... My theory is that that's a $50 card. All right. And Peter takes the dub there. Craig takes the dub across the table. Yeah, I have theories. And one of my theories is that Wailord is going to be expensive. Because the art rares have proven to be kind of some of the biggest chase cards from the sets. Magikarp was huge, right? The starters have all been big, like your Charmander, your Squirtle. Those have all been big on the art rare front. Is the Wailord too good? No, Wailord's not too good. The colorless stuff is probably too good, but the Pokemon Company just looks like they're really into printing high power cards, so. I know, Knife Life Love says $5 buy it now in Japanese on you. Yes, in Japanese, it's different, okay? I think that because, okay, in Japan, they've decided that the Lilies cards are the chase cards, right? But here, in the United States, Lily is not as big of a chase card here. I understand that the Ultra Prism Lily is still very expensive, okay? But, like, Lily is not as much of a chase card here. So what the American buyers are going to do is they're going to invent a chase card, right? They're going to invent a chase card out of the set. And I'm just saying, the whale, that whale is a pretty whale. And the people, they like Wailord. I'm just saying, they like Wailord. So I could see that Wailord being a $50 card. If not this year, like give it a couple years, I could see that card being a $50 card for sure. It's really pretty. And if it's not, then we're all lucky because that card is gorgeous. Am I going to come back to TCG Live and make this 10-cent Wailord makes Wenedex cry? No. I'm never going back to TCG Live. We're never going back, chatters. I know. Never want to say never, but like, you know. Never. No more silly deck. Have you seen my latest YouTube efforts? On tricky hideouts? Yo, 9,000 views on a 0 sub channel? That's pretty hot. We're cooking, dude. We're cooking. Never heard of Tricky Hideout? Tricky Hideout's my new YouTube channel. 1.4 thousand subscribers. I released my first video on it today. But if you don't like casual, like, if you're not going to click my videos, don't even subscribe to this channel, all right? I know that's kind of cutthroat, but like, that's just the way it is. It's a new channel, and I need the algorithms to eat this up, okay? The algorithm's got to eat it up. If you don't like casual content, don't sub here, because that's not, you're getting casual content here. Now, if you like casual content, then great, please. But if you don't like casual content, then this channel's not for you. I'm going to continue posting my competitive stuff on Tricky Jim main channel. I consider Heather is like the co-star of the channel. Yeah. The way I see this is like, Heather, this is like, what I told, yeah, I'll tell you exactly what I told. I'll tell you exactly what I told Heather. I told Heather that she's the Jesse Parker of this channel. That's what I told Heather. I was like, all right, Heather, Jesse is the Jesse of Tricky Jim, but you are the Jesse of Tricky Hideouts. And she thought that was sick, so. Yes, she is literally like the co-star of the channel. And she absolutely killed it in that video. Did Heather ask for a raise when hearing that? I told Heather that this video ain't even monetized yet. This channel is not even monetized yet, but I was like, if we continue working at this, like honestly, if Heather and I continue working at this, right, then like I'll be able to pay her more, but right now I have to pay her a very modest amount. Like I pay her like $50 a video right now. But like that's still like, you know, as it is right now, I'm losing money on the videos. So like, and pretty much every video that Jesse's ever been on, I lose money on. So that's just how it is. Yeah. Turns out creating tabletop content is like really expensive and hard to do. Oh, I told my co-stars that they're not allowed to unionize for sure. Yeah, sorry. I did. I told her, yeah, they're not allowed to unionize. Listen, I can't be dealing with all that, okay? I just can't. You're not allowed to get together and go on strike, okay? You're not allowed to do that. Jesse says, wait, good idea. Yes, you're right, Jordan. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's about being proud of my creations. That's what it's about. It's about being proud of the creations. Well, you know, and I'm really proud of a lot of the videos I've been making on Tricky Jim lately, but you could tell, like honestly, I was so proud of this draft video. I thought the draft video was so cool. I was so proud of the 20 toxic cards video. I thought that video was so cool. I'm really proud of the world's most broken lightning decks video. Like this video kind of got me thinking about the different kinds of personality driven content that I can make. This is probably my favorite video of Jesse and I ever. This video. I think this video is just so fun. And I feel like this kind of makes me feel like this is the kind of stuff that I want to be doing, right? Like personality driven content. Yeah. Yo, hey, thanks, Clickster. I'm glad you like the illustrated thumbnails. Those are done by Sephra, which if you watched Trainer Tour, so I had to bring this full circle. If you watched Trainer Tour, my Amazon Prime TV show, Sephra was one of the heroes of an episode on Trainer Tour, and Sephra now is the artist that does my thumbnails. So I met her on the TV show that I did for Amazon Prime, and then she is now doing the thumbnails. So it's like, it's really cool. Yeah, I'm just so excited that she's doing the work for the channel. This thumbnail that she did for the Cube video is one of my favorite. I think that thumbnail is so freaking sick. Is Forest of Giant Plants legal for the All-Star battles? So we're going off the expanded ban list too. But yeah, like thinking about it, it's funny because a lot of times, like on YouTube, you kind of get punished for doing variety on YouTube because the algorithms, like, if your audience likes to see one thing and you're serving them a different thing, like you kind of get punished for being a variety channel. So I've been thinking a lot about what direction I want to go and what direction I want to take things lately. Because it's like, what am I doing over here, right? Like I don't know. If this feed doesn't look like lack of direction to you, I don't know what does, right? I've got TCG Live, I've got TCG Pocket, I've got pack openings, I've got silly challenges, I've got video essays, I've got build and battle challenges. Like literally, I've got everything that you can do in Pokemon cards, I've got. But I don't know what I want to do though, right? I've got retro content, I've got it all. But so I've been thinking a lot about, you know, like what do I want to do? I've even got cube content, dude. Been thinking a lot about like what I want to do. But see, like if you just follow the numbers though, if you just follow the numbers, you're like, oh, TCG Pocket, that's going to make me the most money. I should just do that. No, right? Like, no. Because anybody can make this video. Like literally anybody. Any content creator can make this video. But videos like this and like this are special. And like this, the videos I'm most proud of lately are like these. And honestly, I thought this video was fun too. Like those are the videos that I'm proud of making. These videos feel like I'm just, you know, I don't know. It feels very hype beast, which is like not, I don't know. No man, dude, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So yeah, I'm in the process of figuring all that out. Because I'm trying to, I don't know what I'm going to do for Tricky Gym main channel going forward, right? Because if you look at the Tricky Gym main channel, well, I'm certainly going to finish up, I'm doing the All-Star challenges with Jesse. I'm going to do, like, I definitely am doing the All-Star challenges with Jesse. I am, no, Goomens, that's not a bad suggestion, no. Just splitting things up more, right? Like, I could have a Tricky Pocket channel. I could, right? You know. But honestly, the TCG Pocket videos perform well on Tricky Gym, so why not just keep them here, right? So it's almost like, why split it up? Because they perform well here. I decided to create a casual channel because my casual content doesn't perform well on Tricky Gym. But I think that's because this channel was created as a competitive channel. Its origins are a competitive channel. So I think when I post casual content on Tricky Gym, it's kind of like, you know how like Trainer Chip and Azul have like their uncommon energy videos, which are like very casual. It's kind of like how if they were posting the uncommon energy videos on Azul's YouTube channel, they probably wouldn't perform well there, right? Because Azul's YouTube channel is like looking for competitive content, but that's like a very casual content. So they post it somewhere else, right? It's kind of like that. Like you actually have to, you kind of have to play the game with the algorithms. You just have to, right? You can't just make stuff and put it all under one roof. The algorithms don't like that. So yeah, that's why all the YouTube content creators just have like 1 million YouTube channels, because you kind of have to. So I'm in the process of kind of like thinking about, now that I'm not doing, like, I'm done with TCG Live for sure. 100%. I'm just not playing that game anymore. I'm over it. So now, like, the Tricky Gym main channel is kind of having an identity crisis. Like, what is it going to do? What is it going to be? This was a channel that was raised on the digital client. It was a, well, I guess, I mean, it was definitely raised on the digital client, but if you look at my oldest videos, they're all paper cards. Oh yeah. Day one, baby. No, I'm not quitting Pokemon. This is my job. I just quit TCG Live. I'm going to create an update video. That's probably going to be my next video on the main channel. No, I got to get the fighting challenge video out. Yeah, honestly, I used to do a lot of retro, just deck profiles for a little while. But yeah. And then if you look at like my most popular videos, TCG Pocket, TCG Pocket, TCG Online, TCG Online, random shuffling video, TCG Online, TCG Online, TCG Online. Not a single TCG Live video here, right? Pocket. We got Pocket and TCG Online. Not a single live video in my top videos. My most viewed live video, and it's not from lack of trying. Thank you, Your Daddy Is Me, for that Prime sub in the 11 months. Hi, howdy. Oh, we've got our fourth and final matchup. All right, time to stop messing around. Let's go. So anyways, I'm figuring all that out, what I'm going to be doing on the Tricky Gym main channel right now. But 100% I'm doing like new cards when they come out. Like I'm going to be producing the Journey Together decks and stuff. I'm producing content on all of that before the set comes out. Like that's 100%. Like I'm definitely doing that stuff there. Because I'm really passionate about that stuff. I love deck building. I love talking about the new cards. I'm definitely going to do set reviews still on Tricky Gym main channel. Like when I just do a set review and I talk about all the new cards, that's a Tricky Gym main channel stuff, right? When I do like future format stuff with Jesse, that's Tricky Gym main channel stuff. Like that's definitely that. The set reviews, definitely Tricky Gym main channel. Anything with Jesse Parker, pretty much Tricky Gym main channel. Because I have a rule for Tricky Hideout. Anybody who's being featured on Tricky Hideout is not allowed to be sweaty. You're not allowed to be sweaty, and you're not allowed to be sweaty, and you're not allowed to talk about standard. Jesse could, there's a world where Jesse could be featured on Tricky Hideout, but he would have to abide by rules. And the rules are you're not allowed to talk about standard and you're not allowed to be too sweaty. Like you have to want to win, but like don't get in the weeds talking about like sequencing and crap like that. Nobody cares, okay? We're not talking about sequencing on Tricky Hideout. Now, cube content, that's really interesting because cube content it's like it's not really casual though. That's the thing about cubes. Right. Jesse is like the perfect Tricky Gym guest, actually. So Jesse doesn't really need to go over to the hideout because Jesse kind of helps make Tricky Gym awesome. So I really love Jesse on the main Tricky Gym channel. Jesse kind of feels like he's like a very key part of like the lifeblood of like the current Tricky Gym channel. So I like having Jesse on the main channel. But Heather, like I feel like there's so much potential with Heather, but I feel like her potential is better on a casual channel. So I'm really excited for her to kind of be the co-star of the casual channel. All right, final match of the day. We've got Peter versus Alex Carpenter. As Alex Carpenter goes for his 6th badge here at Full Grip Games. Badge number 6. That would put him at a 2-badge lead over all of the other competitors. This should be a good one. Hopefully, Alex doesn't have the turn 1 attack with Galarian Articuno again. That would just be ridiculous. I know. Producing these events, it's bittersweet for me because I just want to play. I want to play so bad. I want to play in Gym Leader Challenge so bad. But it's all good. Producing is also really fun. But since I can't play, I just have to sit here and yell about people's deck choices, okay? Because I can't go play, so I get a little rowdy. I yell about people's deck choices. I chastise them even though I shouldn't. It's just the nature of the beast, okay? I'm going through this transitional period where I'm getting used to commentating again. You know what I did think was hilarious, though? Because I was wondering how this was going to go, and I'm wondering if anybody else noticed it. But during the Super Bowl, Tom Brady could not stop talking about the fact that he had won Super Bowls. While commentating, it's just like in the biggest moment of the Super Bowl, he just kept talking about how he's like, oh yeah, when I won the Super Bowl. He's like, oh, this is just like when I won the Super Bowl. He couldn't even help himself, especially, you know, commentating over Patrick Mahomes, who's like gunning for his legacy, you know? All right. Did we get new cards? We got new cards revealed during round 4. Those are just theme deck cards. Jesse, we can talk about if there's anything new worth talking about on Monday, we can talk about it. Yeah, the new Marnies and Stevens cards. Yeah, we get Jesse through on Monday. We can talk cards. I want to do my my Journey Together set review, but I decided I was going to hold off on the set review until the set's a little closer to coming out, because the set doesn't come out until like the end of March. So we got a little while. And I think there's actually like, there's kind of a sweet spot, I feel like, where you really want to release your set review kind of like while there's interest for the set, but not before there's interest for the set, right? Like you want to do it early, but not too early. I think I've done set reviews a little too early before, and it's like there's not enough hype generated yet, so early March. That's what I agree. I agree, Jesse. Early March. Yeah, so I'll do that. But then there's also this, like I kind of feel like some of my content lately, the content in some ways is more exciting if it's not live, right? Because I love the idea of not spoiling content. So like I didn't tell anybody I didn't tell anybody who the winner of Heather and I's bulk battle was. And in fact, I won't even tell you guys on stream right now because you should go watch the video on Tricky Hideout. But like having that kind of no spoilers is sick because it actually creates some drama for the YouTube video. Whereas I feel like when I stream absolutely everything I do, it eliminates some of that drama because it's like, oh, well, I already know who won, right? Or like, yeah, I saw that live, so yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like toying with like what stuff to do live and what stuff not to do live. The set reviews live are cool because I get like chat feedback, and it's also just an opportunity to talk with chat about the cards. So I'll probably continue doing set reviews live. Because it's just a really good opportunity to like kind of chat about the new cards too, right? All right, so Alex is going to retreat into Wobbuffet, and Drachi has a psychic resistance, so not going to be able to do any damage. Are Heather and I going to do a Journey Together ETB battle? Yeah, probably. If we do, that'll go on Tricky Hideout. But I'm looking for... Heather and I have always done build-in battles, so that's like not new. I mean, because Heather and I have always done pre-releases together, and that's kind of like been our thing for a long time. And the ETB battles kind of feel exactly like a pre-release battle. I mean, it's really the same exact kind of thing. It's just you're using an ETB. Like, weirdly, ETB content does not really, or not, pre-release content does not really perform well on YouTube, which is like kind of funny. So yeah, it's just a lot to think about. It's how I want to do things. Well, yes, new name. I know, and I understand that. That's why everything that I do on Tricky Hideout, none of that's going to be live. That's all YouTube exclusive. So in some ways, I feel like that. I feel like that just it helps generate hype for the videos too, right? Because there's no spoilers on any of it. If you want to figure out what happens, you have to watch it. So I'm still in the process of figuring all that out. But yeah, for some reason, like pre-release content doesn't really do well on YouTube. But like Elite Trainer Box content does a little bit better. And so does Booster Box content. So Heather and I have always done pre-release battles, but people don't really seem to care about those as much. They're fun though. I mean, from like an entertainment standpoint, like I like doing it. Okay, so Alex is going to take the first prize of the match with Latios. Got Curlia and Xatu set up. Yeah, limited formats are really fun. So I've been doing a lot of brainstorming about different creative limited formats. One of the things that I really... Something that I would like to do as a series is I'd like to take the bulk battle concept that Heather and I did. I'd like to take that concept on the road so that it's something where, you know, I call ahead to a card shop before, before we head out, call ahead to a card shop and arrange, basically say like, hi, I'm filming a YouTube video where me and my friend build decks out of like 5 rows of Pokemon bulk. Do you have any Pokemon bulk that you'd be comfortable with us sifting through and buying cards from? Right. And if they're game, then we travel out to the card shop and talk about where we are, and we just, build decks out of their bulk, right? And basically it just gives you an opportunity to like kind of turn the concept, the deck building concept, into a series where you're always in a new location. You always have a different pile of bulk. You're always You're always at a new shop, new environment, right? And then you can add things in like, oh, well, they've got like a, this shop has like a, maybe a $2 EX pile, right? And then like they've got a $2 EX pile, and it's like, okay, well, what if we allowed ourselves to like, or like, what if at each card shop we gave ourselves, like, if they have a display case, be like, all right, well, we've got $10. We each have $10 to sweeten our decks from the display case, right? And so then you add like another level of strategy to it, like, okay, well, I've got a $10 allowance, right? Mom says I can only spend $10, and I've got to sweeten the deck with $10 from the showcase, right? So like that's also another fun way. That's like another fun spin you put on the bulk battle, right? You're building your deck out of bulk, but then you've got $10 to spend in the showcase. Here we go. Matang. Swing and a miss. Connor, yo, you think you could hook it up at your local card shop? Do you think that your local card shop could host such a concept that I am speaking of? Because I'm looking at kind of starting to organize like a roadmap of different card stores to go to. I've got a few in mind already. Wow. Yep. It's hilarious. Like, you Stellar Wish and you find like 5 Metal Energy, but then you Matang Metal Maker and don't find any, right? All right, sick, Connor. I'll keep that in mind. I've got an extremely funny concept for video number 2 for Tricky Hideout. And I am the concept for Tricky Hideout video number 2 is in this bag, and I have not leaked it yet. Every day it kills me that I cannot open that bag yet. All right, still setting up for Peter, where Alex just has an opportunity to really skip ahead here by taking another knockout. Birdkeeper. Going to send Zatu back into the active spots. I don't see any... Oh, okay, there's energy retrieval, which would get the energy back. And that would allow Alex to get pretty close to an attack with the Latios. There is an Ultra Ball too, so I think we could actually see an attack from the Latios again. Ultra Ball could go get Malamar, and then between the Clairvoyant Sense and the Psychic Recharge, could actually power up that Latios again. There we go. There's Malamar. At this point, Peter's still not out of it. Peter just kind of has to stabilize now. And, I mean, Peter's going to be behind 2 prizes, but Metal is a resilient deck. Peter's got a good board to work with. Yeah, from watching these games, I mean, you could see why Alex is the badge leader. I mean, he plays good, consistent decks. He makes good, solid decisions every turn. His deck lists are tight. They're good. He's not doing silly stuff, really. with his decks. They're mostly no nonsense. Like he's playing good cards that have a very clear game plan for winning. He's not. Alex doesn't usually fall for the gimmick decks. That's something that I notice about Alex Carpenter's deck choice. In the gimmick decks, I mean, the gimmick decks can be, they can be hot sometimes, and they can be really tempting. But for the most part, I usually agree with the types of ways that Alex builds his decks. All right, Peter going to take this opportunity to send up the Iron Crown. Iron Crown can do 120 damage for just 2 energy, which will take this knockout. Evolution Incense. We'll see. Is there Bronzong in the deck? Wait, that was not... Am I missing something? Oh, Artisan. Okay, Artisan for Zamazenta. Evolution Incense for Bronzong. I'm like, holy smokes, Zamazenta is not an evolution Pokemon. Got it. Okay, and the Iron Crown has an attack that does, I think, 40 damage plus 80 more damage if the opponent has, I think, more than 3 bench Pokemon or something like that. Deleting Slash if your opponent has 3 or more bench Pokemon. Dang, nailed it. Holy smokes, another whiffed Metal Maker. Not what you want to see if you're Peter. Not what you want at all. There we go. We've got some Metal Links. Professor's Letter. Go get 2 Metal Energy out of the deck. Iron Crown will take this knockout. But you got to worry about Alex Carpenter just having a hand that's kind of too big and a board that's too developed at this point, right? You've got Corellia, you've got Xatu, you've got Malamar, which is really solid. And eventually Alex is going to be able to find cards like Hex Maniac and potentially skip ahead yet another turn. Metal Frying Pan on Iron Crown, going to make it a little beefier. It has an effective 160 hit points now. Ooh, Lost City coming into play, and that Latios will be sent to the Lost Zone. It's a pretty spicy card in Peter's list. Lost City is really cool with the survivability of the metal Pokemon, right? It's not easy to knock them out. And then they can do big damage and take 1 hit KOs pretty easily, so being able to just punt an attacker to the Lost Zone is pretty nice. I do see a Hex Maniac in Peter's hands, and that could be useful if he has an opportunity to actually play it. But again, it's going to, missing those back-to-back Metal Makers has been really rough for Peter. If his board was just filled with Metal Energy at this point, he'd be in a beautiful spot and able to just, he'd be able to Hex next turn if he had hit those Metal Makers, right? And I also got word from Natalie that whoever wins this match will be the winner tonight. Peter is 2-0-1, and Alex Carpenter is the only 3-0. So whoever wins this round Alex is going to bump Lost City with Frozen City. And Alex plays the Frozen City so that... Oh, this is actually a really cool play. With Galarian Articuno, you can use its ability and double attach to Articuno and then put 4 damage counters on it and then move those damage counters with Monkey Dory. And we see that kind of happening right here. Monkey Dory can Adrenabrain those damage counters off of the Articuno. And we got Gallade with the Buddy Catch ability. And now it might be Alex serving up the Hex Maniac. It's a little bit odd, though. I mean, Avery is also valid, yeah. You force Peter to make some difficult decisions. Probably going to have to be the Cobalion, and maybe, honestly, that Revavroom, you've kind of gotten your value out of it. You got a Lusamine in hand and a Hex. You probably just want to play Hex next turn. It's tough because you don't want to get rid of Metang. You don't want to get rid of Bronzong. Well, I guess Alex is going to get rid of one of these guys for you. So, did Alex just forget the Monkey Dory? Ah, he did forget the Monkey Dory. It's fine. He caught it. He caught it. And then we'll knock out the Bronzong. Okay, so Iron Crown does take this knockout. I really like just playing Hex here. Wait, did Alex not play Avery? No, he got the Avery. He must have played another supportive return. I think it was like Birdkeeper or something. So he just got Avery out of the deck, but he didn't play it. Played Raihan. It was Raihan for turn. Okay, thank you. Thank you, chatters. To get the darkness on the Monkey Dory. That's right. Okay. Check. Got it. Yeah, Peter's got a Hex here. For sure. I mean, thankfully the Crown is just taking the knockout. Metal Maker. Holy smokes, dude. Peter cannot hit a Metal Maker to save his life. It's fine. Also, eyeing up a Guzma. I like the Hex better, I think. I think Hex just gives the highest percentage chance that Alex doesn't respond this next turn. And then you follow up the Hex with the Guzma. Recycle back to hand. Peter takes the knockout. Hex Maniac makes it so that no abilities are going to be working until the end of Alex's turn. Looks like Alex actually could just go Verseeker, get another Raihan, and would be able to actually attack that way. Could attack with Gallade. And that is what we're going to see. Gallade would actually be able to take out this Iron Crown because 160 damage from Swirling Slice will get reduced by 30 because of the Metal Frying Pan. Still serve up 130 damage, which is enough to take out the Crown and take Alex down to just 2 prizes remaining. Town map going to ensure Alex is able to find the Guzma, so a good take there off the Raihan. Recycle Energy and Frozen City will place 20 damage. Alex can't move it because of his own, or because of the Hex Maniac. And then there's an escape rope. I don't like this escape rope here. I just think it's unnecessary. Because Gallade has taken out the Crown, so I almost just rather just see that. But Alex might be going for an... No, because he played Raihan, so he can't escape rope Avery. So... Yeah, the Rev Room's a fair send. I think the Rev Room's kind of done his job at this point. And then Alex probably taking Guzma to go down to 2. But then this is weird because Peter doesn't necessarily want a Guzma this turn. He's got Guzma in his hand, but really the best Pokemon is in the active spot right now with Gallade. So this is a good turn to Lusamine. You're doing 120 damage, so you've got to be Zamazenta send, right? Send up the Zamazenta, Lusamine for something nasty. Lusamine for Hex again. And a Stadium, probably. I know Raihan is tempting, but I think you have to Lusamine here. Alex has got the Mimikyu built up, though, and that's just such a good answer to the Zamazenta. This just feels like such a good turn to Lusamine because you've already got the best Pokemon in the active spot, right? So, like, this is your kind of free turn to get Hex back. And then also a nice turn to... Ooh, Lost City's cool. But at this point, the Lost City is almost... It's like Alex is not building up that Gallade again, right? So, like, the Lost City doesn't really matter. All right, still going to go Metal Maker. Look at the top 4. What do we got? Hey, we hit one. Energy to Cobalion. Cobalion does have a nice Psychic Resistance, minus 20. And Zamazenta will retaliate, take that knockouts. 220 damage. Not sure what other supporters Peter has. Maybe if there was like an N in the discard pile, I would have taken N off Lusamine. Because you're knocking out Alex's draw, right? If you're knocking out Alex's draw, then you probably want to go, next turn, you want to go knock out N, right? So I would have been looking for an N or an Iono off the Lusamine as well. I think it was like Hex N or Hex Iono. If there's a Iono or an N in the discard pile. I'm not sure that there are, but that would have been my take. The Stadium is kind of pointless here. All right, Distortion Door. Going to bring the Giratina back from the discard pile. It can place a damage counter on 2 bench Pokemon. Got one on Crown, one on Cobalion. I love that you can have Iron Crown and Cobalion in the same deck. That's so cool. Thematically, that's sick. And then Recycle Energy to the Mimikyu. Now Recycle Energy's gotten a lot of mileage this game for sure. I do think there's like little things, like why isn't Alex playing that Buddy Buddy Poffin, you know, like out of his hand? You know, like why is he keeping that Buddy Buddy Poffin around? Thank you, Marco Spector, for that Prime sub. Appreciate it. In the 15 months. So there's like little thinning optimizations that I'd like to see there. Like the level ball. Like why is the level ball still in Alex's hand? Like I think getting rid of the Buddy Buddy Poffin and the level ball seems like a no-brainer. Like we should just get rid of those cards. Yeah, here goes the level ball. But the Buddy Buddy Poffin, that ship has already sailed. You had an opportunity before you used Distortion Door to burn that, but now that's just kind of stuck there. At this point with Alex is so good, though, that if he watches this back, it's like, you know, the only real thing I can do is give him little critiques like that. The Buddy Buddy Poffin can go get the Mimikyu. That's like a decent argument, I suppose. But so does like Rescue Stretcher and Night Stretcher. So like, are you really in a situation where you're going to be using the Buddy Buddy Poffin to go get Mimikyu again? Probably not. Like if the Mimikyu gets knocked out, that's not going to be the way that you get it back. Tulip, right? Another way to get Mimikyu back if it gets knocked out. All right, and Alex will retreat into Mimikyu. Copycat retaliates. 220 damage served right back. And now Alex is down to just one prize card. One prize card separating him from his 6th badge at the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League, which resets in July. And Zamazenta is in the lost zone. And see, now Peter does not have a hand disruption card and still has 3 prizes left to take. So, challenging road ahead. With 2 energy on Giratina, I mean, Cobalion does resist Psychic, so it's not an instant KO there. Going energy to Duraludon. Metal Maker, top 4. 2 metal energy, both to Duraludon. Remaining cards to the bottom of the deck. And then Peter going to take a quick moment to check the discard pile. And Peter just trying to think if he's got a way out here. I don't know that he does. The best way out was probably to have a hand disruptor this turn. Raihan maybe allows Peter to go get Archaludon. Yes, Archaludon. Gives his Pokemon free retreats. And has a nice attack as well. Let's take a look at this Archaludon. Archaludon's got the Metal Bridge ability. All of your Pokemon that have Metal Energy attached have no retreat cost. And then Iron Blaster, 160 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. 180 hit points as well. So, hefty dude. But since there was no Hex Maniac played, there's nothing really stopping Alex from just going and getting the win here. So let's see. Can he do it? Yes. And there is that Galarian Articuno, which Alex has relied on time and time again this tournament run to take the final prize of the game. And Alex is going to be your Gym Leader Challenge League champion tonight, earning his Psychic badge, his 5th badge of the season so far. And the season resets in July, so he's still got a little while to go. There he is. Yes. Badge number 6. Badge number 6, and now has a 2-point lead on everybody else. Yes, a 2-badge lead on the rest of the field right now. That is your 2024 Gym Leader Challenge champion. Looking to run it back for 2025. Can he do the repeats? Gosh, if Alex gets the repeat, I got to come out of retirement, guys. I'm going to have to hire somebody to produce these things so I can play in them. So that I can lose even more money. Tricky Jim. Yes. But it'll be worth it for the glory. Getting a star in my own show, that'd be so sick. Set up Nightbot so chat controls camera. It could be like Twitch plays producer. Yeah, chatbot controls the camera. And then I'll just have AI commentate. Yeah, that'll work. Craig is not looking very, very stoked right here. Craig is looking not excited about this. Unfair stamp. Does Jack have the win? Not unfair stamp. Sorry. Yes. Reset stamp. My bad. Quick ball, just a thin. Thank you, Jaeger. And that sub in the 59 months. Appreciate it. Thank you. Here we got Seismitoad on the bench too. Jack trying to weigh if he can afford to research. Oh yeah, let it rip. If Jack's got a switch in this deck, then he just wins. There's Bird Keeper, but that won't win until next turn. Jack's got a ton of damage on board. I mean, look at that Lipard with like 80 damage on it. Craig has got a board just full. And Craig knows I'm watching it. He knows. He knows I'm watching him get cooked right now. He knows I'm watching. Not just me, but all of you as well. He knows. He's being perceived, bro. He's like, God dang it. The freaking Tricky Jim remote control camera. Not the Tricky Jim remote control camera, bro. Not catching me like this. No way. Sorry, Craig. The people that desire content. And you do the... Wait, doesn't he just win? I forgot that thing had Jet Punch the whole time, bro. Jack just slow rolled the crap out of Craig. Yeah. That's a Palafin in the active. It's got Jet Punch. So 30-30. So Craig just had to sit there while Jack slow rolled him for like the longest time. And that's why Craig was looking so like, what the heck, dude? But then Craig wasn't scooping. Yo, Jack just low-key BM'd Craig. Dang, bro. Yes. Well, GG's. All right, folks. I am super exhausted. It's been a long day, so I'm getting out of here. Y'all, take it easy. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me for the stream. And if you haven't already, definitely make sure to check out my new YouTube channel, Tricky Hideouts. I'm going to be uploading fun, challenge, casual videos to that channel. So if you're into fun, casual TCG content, that's what you're going to be getting there. If you want the more sweaty stuff, that's what we're doing here on Tricky Gym. So thank you guys so much for being here. Again, make sure to check out fullgripgames.com for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed product, as well as dragonshield.com for all the best sleeves and accessories for your favorite tabletop games. And congratulations to Alex Carpenter winning his 6th badge here at the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League. He has now got a 2-badge lead on all of the other badge goers, Gym Leader Challenge goers here at Full Grip. Make sure to tune in next week to see if he can continue his dominance or if the Chase Pack will rally back and shrink Alex's lead once again. I've got a stream planned for Monday during the workday. So we'll be live on Monday morning with Jesse Parker. Jesse and I will be continuing our Grass All-Star Challenge. And I am trying to get the Fighting All-Star Challenge video produced as well. So I'm trying to get that one released. I'm trying to get that one released as soon as possible. If it's released by Monday, that'll be a small miracle. So we'll see what I'm able to cook up this weekend. But anyways, adios. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch you on Monday. All right. You can keep up with everything Tricky Gym, the channel, my stream schedule, all in the Tricky Gym Discord, discord.gg/TrickyGym. Catch you next time. Thanks for all the raids tonight as well. Shout out to Trust Your Pilot, Kronos, Eric Ridgway. Thank you guys. Take it easy. Peace.